My name's Felix Holst. I'm an artist and I'm a hot rodder. So I've got a big love for Porsches, and I've got a big love for hot rods. And one of the things that inspired me to paint this is a 1973 RSR. And there's a debate that crops up occasionally about, can you refer to a Porsche as a hot rod? Is a Porsche a hot rod? Because obviously there's a lot, the term hot rod Porsche is used a lot. And while in the truest sense of the term, a hot rod is like a pre-49 car, I think that the term hot rodding is a far broader term now, and a Porsche to me is one of the ultimate hot rods, right? And to me, a hot rod is or the perfect base for a hot rod is a mass-produced car that you can upgrade in your garage and make go incredibly fast, right? So obviously the early Fords, be it the Model T Ford, the Model A like this one, the 32 and beyond, they were the early hot rods, right? And of course people hot rodded other things, but those early Fords, because it was so easy to swap in a flathead V8 into an early lightweight frame, like all the kids did when they came back from World War II, that to me is the essence of a hot rod, is a standard frame that you can upgrade with later parts easily, right? And whether that is a 31 Ford with a flathead motor in it, whether it's a Mark I Escort with a 2-liter engine from a bigger car in it, whether it is a Mini, whether it's a VW Bug, or whether it's a Porsche 911, hot rodding to me is the essence of taking a standard frame and putting a much bigger engine in it that you rescue from a junkyard and having fun. And to me, the 73 RSR Porsche is the ultimate hot rod Porsche. To me, that car, while there was a lot of kind of factory work went into engineering that car, it was the last of the great like works cars that looked like a road car. After that, they started getting kind of crazy with the big aero, big tails. They no longer look like the car that you would see on the road, but that 73 RSR just looks like a big fat 911 you would see on the road, and it inspires you to think that you could build that car yourself. I mean, when I get mine done, it'll be that car. It'll be those wide arches. I've said in previous videos on Bring a Trailer that I just love those fat arches of the race cars of the 60s and 70s, and to me the RSR Porsche, that last of the long hoods with the big fat arches, and even those little black extra corner fins on the back end that connect the kind of the factory ducktail to the rest of the aero. Like, to me, that car just oozes cool and oozes power, but also inspires you to think, you know what, I can bolt that stuff on my car. I can put a big motor in my 1973 911 and put some wide arches on it and get the right Fuchs, and I could build that car myself or something close to it. And so for me, the 911, it to me is the ultimate hot rod, ultimate German hot rod, right? That the fact that car continued in production in that silhouette for nigh on 40 years, and you can backdate and forward date those cars however you want to do it, it's wildly exciting. I just love the colors on this car. I love the contrast between the Martini Racing stripes, which is obviously like one of the most legendary of all liveries, but also that fluorescent orange bumper. It's just so punk rock. Like, that whole car was just punk rock. It's fat, it's noisy. If you ever hear the thing running, it's got this glorious engine sound, and I just wanted to capture that in a painting. I wanted to capture the punk rock colors, the planted fat look about it, the dynamics and the noise of that car, and tie that up with the fact that it was the car that won the Targa Florio in 1973. Then to me, it's an absolutely iconic image, an iconic car, and I wanted to paint an exciting image of that car. So this is the fourth painting now that I've listed on Bring a Trailer this year, and I started with Porsches. and you know, I have a deep passion for Porsche. But the past two paintings I did a BMW, I did an Alpha, both very well received, and I had said that I would spend the summer painting a series of paintings of these kind of wide, fat-arched, big-tired race cars from the 60s and 70s. I wanted to make sure that I got back in and did another Porsche in the series. I probably will do another couple of paintings with this style and this subject matter. My mind is already taken on an entirely different approach for an entirely different era of cars. But for now, I think this is probably kind of like maybe one of the last two or three I do of the race cars of this period in this particular style. But I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about this one. I think that I think my painting is getting better. I think I've managed to capture more light and more life in the actual surfaces of the car. But also kind of really push the boundaries of that like dynamic, like leaping off the canvas, which is what I'm striving for with this series.